Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers. We are a group of friends who play games remotely due to living in different states. So today I'm going to be talking about Libertalia, what do I think about it, and more importantly, how do we play it remotely? Now before we get started, there are of course two different sides. The side running the game, they for sure have a copy and they play the game mostly like normal. The remote side may or may not have a copy. We will go over how the remote side sets up and how the remote side responds to the game. Now before we go to that, I'm just going to talk about what I think about it. So let's go ahead and get to my thoughts. Okay, so here we have a game set up for 3 players. So something I love about this game is that you have, now I've put mine in random order just for the sake that I would be the random side. But every side has numbers 1 through 40 and you're all playing with the same cards. You start with 6, you have 4 days, so you have 2 left over. Then you draw 6 more, you have 5 days, so you have 3 left over, and then you draw 6 more, so then you have 9 to choose from. 3 of those may be the same as other players, but they may be very different. And you may also have cards that lets you get cards back and other things. So there's just a lot of variability with this, and all of these tokens, these are really nice tokens. Like, I really love the feel of these. And then they do different things. Now this is the nice side. There is a stormy side. Has these, and if you notice, there's little bits of differences on how each of the little tokens play out. So, but I just like the artwork better on this side. One is a little bit more of a gamier side, and one seems to be more family friendly. A little bit more take that on the stormy side, which I don't really like take that. But as far as the gameplay goes, I have played this on almost all player counts. I have not played a 6-player game yet, but I've played 1 through 5. 1 and 2 both have unique feels from each other and from all the other numbers, and then 3 through 5 feel very similar. Like you're trying to outthink your opponents. You're like, I really want to play this card, but I feel like they're going to be playing this card, so I really don't want to play that. So you have to like struggle with that, and then this reputation is just really nice as a tiebreaker. So if I play the same number as someone else, if I am higher up on the reputation track, I get to go higher up this way, which that might be a good thing, might be a bad thing, because, you know, maybe I wanted to have my daytime ability go first, because you'll have your days, then you'll have your dusks, then you'll have your night, and then after however many days of the voyage, which it says very clearly on here how many voyage is it shows. So like these first 4 days are voyages 1 through 3, and then day 5 is only voyages 2 through 3, and day 6 is only voyage 3. So I really like how that is very clear, very easy to know. And then after you get done with your days, you do your end of voyage, so you do your anchor abilities. Like all of these cards, so like this one has a daytime ability, and then we have a dusk. We have a daytime and a dusk ability. And then we have anchor ability. So like all these can do different things. And then the anchor, that'd be nice, getting 6 money at the end. And then once you get all the money at the end of the day or at the end of the voyage, you put it in your chest. And then you re-get money based on your reputation. So Kitty, as the red player, kind of gets it on the red. So she gets a 10. Versus Brixie, though, he can break ties easier, but he only gets 7 money at the beginning. So being able to break ties is nice, but you also want more points, because I mean that's a difference of 5 points at the beginning of every round. If you could stay low on the reputation and you can manage to finagle all your cards, so that way you could get 5 extra, that would be 15 points for the entire game, which is huge. I find this edition beautiful. Now I have not played the original one. I did like the artwork being, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean for the original, but I definitely like this is much brighter. I love these anamorphic, however you pronounce that. I like that all of these have been redone. I know that there was issues with tie breaking. Some of the colors were better than the others. Now we just have this reputation track, which these cards can interact with. All of these cards are redone. Like, this is not just a reprint. This is a massive redone, which you can tell love and care went into this. And I definitely like this version. I have no desire to go back and try the original Libertalia now that I have this. So very happy with that, because I was trying to get the out-of-print version and I just didn't want to pay those prices. But this version by itself is phenomenal. 40 different characters that you can do and mess with. You'll only see 18 throughout the entire game, unless there's ones that can get into this deck, which I haven't seen that yet. But you can see a whole lot of how to combine it, and considering you are starting out on all level playing fields essentially, other than this reputation track being the tiebreaker. So all your decisions are, do I want to play this card because that card is the best ability, but everybody else will want to play that card too, so do I hang on to it for a while? I love that push and pull, and that makes it so that this game is actually a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Absolutely adore it. So that's what I think about it. If you are interested on how to play this remotely, stick tight. We'll go right to that. As you can see, set up for 3 players. What I have done is I have separated out all these tiles. So this is what the remote side will do, is separate these tiles by the color. What the random side will do is put them in the bag and pull however many players for each of the days as applicable, and just communicate that, whether you want to just take a picture and or just say which ones you have for the 3 days or for the 4 days. And then one person will shuffle up their deck. So you just agree on who's going to be the shuffler, and then that person will go ahead and shuffle. One last thing that the running side will do would be to set this reputation track. And then this is something that if everyone does not have a copy of the game, you will need to send them one of these decks at least. So you could just send them this deck and then just play with this character. So that way Kitty knows she is the red character. She might have like the blue cards, but she knows that everything is for red. That setup, give the coins. I do keep track of the coins for everybody and keep track of their dials. Especially if you are playing this with someone who doesn't have a copy, you'll want to make it so that they can very easily see how many coins they have, whether you put the 5s like that and 3, so that way they can easily see the different value and how many they have. Whichever works best for your group, or they could just write it down as well. And then I will be converting theirs into this. So I will first grab 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And put them in numerical values, so that way it's easier for everyone to pull out. Okay, and then you have 2 options. You could either just leave this out for in ways that everybody could see, or you could take a picture and send it, and then that way they could do it. Now while they are grabbing out theirs on their side, I'm going to be grabbing out theirs on this side. 34 is my favorite just for the artwork, because I just love it. It is cute. Once everyone says got it, they have gotten all of theirs, which I would put it out. The running side would put it in holders for all the sides. But once everyone says got it, then the random person can go ahead and put these cards back into their hand, or into their hand, so that way they can easily make up their mind on what they want to do. And then it will come time to choosing the cards. And then once everybody has decided their cards, they'll say that they got it. So I will go ahead and put mine out, showing, hey, I've chosen mine. And then you have 2 choices. You could either, if you are the side running, you could shuffle up their cards and put them in random order. And then they just decide which card they want to play. So maybe Brixie will go, okay, I want to play my number 34. So he looks at this and he will go, I will play my number 3 card. So you all just agree on which side is 1. So this would be 1. So 1, 2, 3. So he will play this card. Okay. Or they could just shout out what card they're going to play, or text you, or however your group chooses to do it. Maybe Kitty will be like, okay, well, these are ones, so she says she wants to do a 9. So then I would have to look at her cards, which is why you might want to do the shuffling and random. But if it's your first time playing, you won't have these memorized at all. So then you could go ahead and say, okay, Kitty's going to play the 9. And of course, everyone has made up their mind before that, which is why sometimes you might have to play with shouting them out or texting them. You reveal all of them and you go from lowest to highest, with the reputation being the tiebreaker. So I'm purple and Brooks is green. We both have played the aristocrat. So purple will go further this way and green will go further this way. And then we will activate the daytime abilities. So Kitty will gain 1 reputation from the track, or from the bag, I mean. And the running side will go ahead and reach into the bag and pull out a token at random. So say she got the relic. Oh no, that was not lucky. So then this gets discarded. It gains 2 reputation, so I move up here. So now I'm going to be beating Kitty. Brixie gains 2 reputation. He can't go any further, so for every time he would go up, he gets to gain a coin. So he would instead get to gain 2 coins. And then going this way back, we then will choose our tokens. So maybe Brixie will go, okay, well, I might want to keep her. So that way I can hopefully gain 5 next time, because we're both going to have her in our ship, so we're both going to lose 3. So I will choose the chest, because there is no way I can get another map unless I get lucky enough to grab it from the bag, which I'm not counting on that. And then these will go ahead and go into our areas. And then we get to grab the day 2. And then this can go back in the bag. And this will continue on until all days have gone. I will choose this one. Brixie will choose that, which remember when the random side is asking, so they just hold it up. He wants to play 23, so he would go 1, 2, so he is number 2. And then if you are playing with just shouting out the numbers, so Kitty wants to do 3, so she will go ahead and do 3. Okay. And then once everybody's chosen, then you would go ahead and reveal them. Kitty will go first on days. So she will beg for 2 coins. And then he will get to gain 1 reputation, which means he gets another coin. So he only lost 1. And then I have to lose half of my doubloons, rounding down. So I have to lose 6 doubloons, but I will gain 10 at the end as long as that's still in my ship. And then Brixie gets to take 1 loot token. So he will want to take this versus taking that. And then he does lose 2 reputation for that. Which he's still winning all ties, but now he gets a little bit more money at the end. So then now we go back here. And maybe Brixie will go ahead and take this. And he will actually cause me to discard this. So that way I'm not even going to get the 10 at the end. Ouch, that's not very nice. Because I'm no longer there, I don't get a token. So then Kitty gets to grab 1. And she is more interested in beating me. So she's going to go ahead and do that. And these will get to go into each of the ships. And that gets discarded back to the bag. Then we go on to day 3. So I chose that. Brixie wants to do the stowaway. So he wants to do the number 9. So we'll pull this up in front of the camera. He'll go 1, 2, 3. He wants to play the number 3 card. And Kitty wants to play the carpenter. So she will do that. So we will have this. So Brixie will give me 2 coins. And he will gain 1 reputation. Kitty will get, or Brixie will get a random 1 from the bag. So maybe he will grab a hook from the bag. Again, the running side will reach into the bag and grab that. And then that gets immediately discarded. And then Kitty will have to lose 6 coins. And then we go this way and grab. Then Kitty will grab one of these, which maybe she wants to keep one of these. She's thinking she wants to keep that carpenter, so she'll grab the hook. I'm obviously not going to grab that negative, so I'm going to grab this and get 3 points. And then return that to the bag. And these get added to our ship. And then day 4 begins. So Brixie wants to play his carpenter because he only has 6 doubloons, so that would only be losing 3. So he wants to play his number 11. So he will go, I'll play my number 1 card. Okay, that's awesome. For Kitty's cards, she's going to go ahead and play the thief. So she would say she's going to do 23. So you would just go find 23, pull them out. And then we have all of this. So Kitty is further up on here, so she will go further up on here. So starting with 11, he has to lose 3. And then I take 1 loot token from an adjacent player's ship. So I'm going to do that. Although knowing Kitty, she'll want this as well. So maybe I'll just take the hook from Brixie's ship. Yeah, I'll just do that. And then I'll lose 2 reputation, so I lost 1. Now I have to lose another one. So anytime you go this way, you have to lose another coin. And then Kitty will do the same. She definitely wants this gold, and she will lose 2 reputation to do so. And then we will choose that. She's going to choose that chest. I'm going to choose the chest. And then Brix gets the hook. Okay, and these all go back. And since this is the end, of a voyage, we will be doing all of our end of each voyage thing. We will activate all of our anchor abilities. So I only have 1 on here. So if I'm the only player to have the aristocrat, I would gain 5. Unfortunately, it's in Brix's ship. So instead, I lose 3. So I do that. And then these all get discarded unless I want to choose to keep 1. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and choose to keep my aristocrat, hoping that other people don't. And then I will get 5 and 3 for that. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I will update my dial. In the same time I'm doing this, Brix and Kitty are deciding what they want to do. So Brix can choose to either get 2 victory points or keep his. So he's hoping the same, that no one else will keep the aristocrat. So that will be one of his hooks. And his second hook will be the carpenter. And this just gets discarded. Okay. So he would gain 10 from this, and he loses 3. So he loses that. But he gets to gain 10. So he is at 10. And he's really hoping that no one else kept the aristocrat, so we don't know what he's keeping. And then Kitty definitely wants to use her hook to keep this carpenter, because that's going to be 10 victory points for her. Neither of these have anchor abilities. So this is a -3, this is a 1, and these are each 5, so she'll get 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, -3 is 24. So she is doing the best out of all of us. And all of these will get returned. And then we reveal what we kept. So, oh no, Brixie kept the aristocrat. So I already know that I'm going to be losing 3 more. And Brixie and Kitty both kept the carpenter, which I'm going, thanks for destroying my carpenter. And then the new voyage will start with refilling 3 in days 1 through 5. The random person will go ahead and grab 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put them out in numerical order. Grab them for the other 2 people. And then you go through, play them, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most points is the winner. Oh, and at the beginning of the voyage, you will grab the balloons based on where you're at in the reputation. So Kitty would get 10, I would get 12, and Brix, which is green, would get 8. But that is how you play it. Another way, if you're wanting to play a 6-player game and one of the sides does not have cards, instead of having their deck out, you could just keep their ship and then just put their names on these things. And then whatever card they pull out. So like if Kitty played a 9, you could put a 9 out here. And if Brixie played a 13, you know. And then maybe I played a 17. And then just update it. Maybe next time Brixie played a 7 and Kitty played a 2. So that is a little bit harder because you would have to remember what cards abilities they have, especially for things like the carpenter. Because if they have the carpenter in their ship, you're going to want to get rid of that if you have that ability, because every end of voyage they get 10 doubloons. So they have an opportunity to get 30 doubloons if they would put this out on their first day. So I'm preferably not doing this simply because it takes a lot more mental abilities for a game that you're already, sometimes you're like, oh, I really want to play this one, but I really want to play this one. Okay, I need to play this one first, and then I need to play this one. So some of those can cause a lot of headaches, and you don't want to be trying to remember, okay, Kitty has the carpenter in her ship. I need to remember to try to destroy that if I have the option. So things like that. So definitely, if you want to play a 6-player game, have all sides have a copy. Which if you don't want to put it in their deck, you could also do the just having them in numerical order, and then whenever you put them in the island, whenever people reveal, like you could hold them up to the camera, for instance, like so you could go, okay, I'm going to play this card, and go, 3, 2, 1, everyone flip over, and then everyone grabs them and puts them out. But this is definitely a fun game, and I do love that everyone has the same cards. So you have, 1 through 40, so it is really easy to play remotely because all of this is public knowledge. The cards that people play is public knowledge. So the biggest struggle would be going through and saying, okay, I want to play my number 10 card. So you go 1, 2. Okay, I'll play my number 2. So you would pull that out. That is probably the biggest struggle, getting that in focus. But the thing is everyone needs to have a deck. So people need to be able to read all this finagling. Being able to see this through a picture would not be the best experience. So that is why I highly recommend, at the very least, if you're not going to play a full complement, sending them a deck. But if you are wanting to play with the full 6 characters or 6 players, to everyone have their own copy. So that way you can easily pull out the cards that you need and keep track of what they have in their ship. So that way you're not having to go, okay, what do you have in your ship again, Brooksy? What gives you the most points? I get to be able to destroy something in your ship, so I need to make sure it's worth it. That is how you play Libertalia remotely. Now, if you haven't watched my thoughts, go ahead and go back and watch my thoughts. Otherwise, you have a great day. And until next time, just remember to have fun, be present, and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you find value in our content, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let a friend or family member know that we exist. Help us spread our channel and bring remote gaming to a table near you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.